So today we're going to be going over some exercises for both your lower and upper back to kind of help with back pain, alleviating it, and we're also going to cover some stretches too. So a lot of the back pain that you're going to have in your lower back is going to come from tightness around your hips, from one of the muscles around there being weaker or stronger than the others and being tighter. So it's basically what happens is it can be pulling your hips out of alignment, and that can put a lot of tension on your back, a lot of strain. So whenever I notice myself having back problems, first thing I do is I start by stretching my hips. So we're going to cover some of my favorite stretches for doing that. And then the other thing would be, if you just have a weak core, you need to strengthen that in the different planes of motion that your spine does. So you've got this forward and back motion that your spine's capable of doing. You can go side to side, and you also have a twisting. So we're going to start by going through a couple exercises for each of those planes of motion, and then once I'm warmed up some, I'll show you those stretches. So for the cat-cows, what we're doing is what she was just doing. You're on all fours, coming up, really trying to round your back off like that, and then come down and press your stomach towards the ground, just like this. So you can either do that on the chair like that, or I'm going to show you the other way here. If you're having trouble getting on or off the ground, you're not comfortable getting on the ground, here's a modification of it. So there is that way that you're trying to do it. I'm going to come over here. So, or you can just kind of round it and then straight. But you can also do it seated with your hands on your knees. You're kind of pushing your back backwards and then pulling it forward and trying to tense all the muscles up and down your spine. So you can do it seated like this. All right.
Movements just a little bit.
And then you got the same thing going side to side. You can do this with a weight or with a band, or you can even do it lying down. Now it works a little differently that way, but I'm going to show the standing, the band, just because a lot of people, it's easy to get access to a band at home, so this is something that you could do there without needing to do too much. But we're going side to side, and you're going to hold it low down, you're going to hook it on your foot, you're going to let the band pull you that way, and pull yourself back up. So this is working that plane of motion. These side crunches with the band can hit both sides of it. Just like that. So when you're doing these, you want to try to get as much range of motion as you're comfortable with. All right? This is an exercise as much as it is a stretch. So when you're coming down, you want to feel all the muscles along your spine getting that stretch. And then you come back up and stiffen. All right. Now, if you want to do something with a twist, one of the best ways to do that at home with a band is just like this. So I like to stand so that my starting position is straight out, and I'll twist, keeping my hips squared forward, trying to isolate my spine as much as possible. If you can't go to this length in the range of motion, that's fine. Just do what you can do. But you're going to let it pull your upper body to the side, and then keeping your hips squared, you're turning to face forward. Just like this.
You'll feel it.
And then, obviously, you're going to do that on both sides. How's that feel?
Simple.
Simple?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would all strengthen
doable.
and help, but
But then,
it, you know, because like you mentioned, like the get up when you're sore and stuff, that's not, I have no problem getting up or sitting down or whatever, it's the overtime standing.
It's the
So I think what you said about the imbalance of the hips, and
That
more
prob-
so than
Mhm.
the stretching and what we just did. No, I think stretching and what we did, I should still do for sure.
Well,
And strengthening,
then-
like
Yeah,
this,
so
when you
here-
do it enough,
Yeah.
that is
It-
actually
Oh, yeah.
strengthening.
Yeah,
That's
that
the-
was-
it's like whole.
that's the
Yeah.
problem with when you're having back pain from standing, is it's the weakness in your core.
Mhm.
You can't support your upper body. Your body starts wanting to like collapse on itself.
Mhm.
That's why you're having the back pain when you spend time standing.
Mhm.
All right. So by doing these and strengthening your back, it's going to help you to go longer standing up and walking around. Now I'm going to show you some other exercises with just this weight here. So you also want to be working all the stabilizers in your back, no matter even just standing. It's your stabilizers that are keeping you upright without you needing to think about it. Now, those exercises do help and make a difference, but they don't 100% target your stabilizers. And so what we're going to do to target our stabilizers is just out to the side, bring it around, out to this side. And you're hitting your stabilizers all the way around your core, along your spine, trying to stay upright. Now this isn't something that you're really going to feel a whole lot of. In fact, you probably feel it a lot in your shoulders, but you can get around that by going to a lighter weight and doing it on one foot where you're less stable. All right? Even just standing on one foot like this, it's going to make you activate your stabilizers a little more to maintain that balance. And so just, even if you're just like washing dishes or whatever, you can just work on your balance with that. Even moving, just those little movements like this. I'm still needing to restabilize myself every time I make one of those movements. And then you go ahead, you can do that on both feet. And that's going to help to really strengthen your core. That is what you're going to be feeling when you're standing for an extended period of time. Now, this is going to wear you out a little faster, but that's kind of what we're going for. We're going for that progressive overload. Does that make sense?
Yes. My Phillies and my kids, I'm tired of beyond belief. Less than 4 hours of sleep.
Oh, God.
Taking things in. It's, for me, that's insane. But anyway. And I only function if I have notes and things are written down, so. Anyway, don't mind me.
It would be
Well,
a
we're gonna
video.
post this so you
Yeah,
can go
this
back
is going
through
to
it
get
too.
posted.
Yeah.
So,
I never trust anyone. No offense.
Well, she's more comfortable.
I'm more comfortable if I write notes now.
Oh, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Thank you, though.
all right. So an exercise that we can do for both the lower back and the hips. We're going to do just starting out with no weights, no bands, no nothing. Just a good morning. So you're going to stand with your feet about hips width apart. And you're just going down like this. Palms to your knees and back up. So you're doing both, stretching your hamstring. Try not to round your back. You kind of look like you're rounding your back a little bit. But even if you can't get down that far, all you're trying to do is hinge at your hips and let your hands go down your leg as far as you're comfortable with. So legs staying straight, just like that. All right, you're gonna feel this a lot in your hamstrings, but the more you do this with weight, the more you're gonna feel kind of like the stabilizers right there at the base of your spine around your hips. You're gonna feel them kicking in. And you can also do this seated. So if you sit down, try to keep your legs out at about 90 degrees. All you're doing is going down to touch the floor. This is gonna get you a much better hip stretch. And keeping your back straight, it's gonna build up really the stabilizers down there at the base of your spine. So just like that. And then as you get better at it and stronger and more comfortable, you can grab a weight, touch the weight, come back up. You can try to go deeper and back up, or you can do it with a band. Or you're gonna just stand on the band like that. You can put it around your neck and let it pull you and then back up. Doing this is really good because when you're forward in this extended position, the tension on the band is lighter, so it's easier at the bottom and it gets harder as you come up. And even just doing it with this light band, I'm already starting to feel it right here. My favorite hip stretch for the hips is I'll sit cross-legged and I'll just kind of pull myself forward. All right, and just doing this, you're gonna feel it right around. What?
I'm laughing because I could never sit cross-legged.
Well, there's a couple other ways we can do these. This is the most effective for me and for most other people I've had do this, but I'll show you a modification of it. All right.
Like that one. You know, like when you're on the back.
Yep.
It makes more.
So that gets like straight down the bottom, and then to stretch more of the middle, like your upper lumbar, lower thoracic. I like to I'll grab my foot, put my hand on my knee, and push myself away to the side.
Yeah.
Now this is something you can do even just in a normal chair too.
What am I doing wrong?
But when you're doing it, when you do it seated in a normal chair, you get less of a stretch in your hip. It's more just
Kind of push.
directly for your spine.
Where do you feel?
Do you feel that?
Okay, here.
So switch your hands. So use that right hand to push yourself
Push.
off of your right knee. You feel that more?
The other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Then for you, Abby, you're just in a chair, hands down by your side. Hands down by your side.
I take things in and then do it. Anyway, I won't remember a thing if you have me do things
Okay.
with you.
All you're doing is trying to lower that one hand as much as you can. You should feel it around your spine. Alright? You don't want to be leaning too
Well,
much.
I'm trying to see when I feel it
You want to be
because I don't
curling down.
just go on the chair. That's why I went so far.
Yeah. So like you want to think like you're not just.
You're trying to
like
kind of
that,
like
but
stabilize your waist. So when I'm going, it's only the upper half of my torso. This lower.
I wanted a chair because I'm working off of it. But I
I think you're leaning your whole body towards the side.
Yeah.
Versus trying
Versus-
to be more up and then just like think about trying
So
to
watch my hands. See where my hands are? Nothing below my hands is gonna move. I'm going like that.
It doesn't. How about that? Maybe it's the opposite. I can't bend that way. Zero.
So, how about if you keep this hand here, okay? And so you're trying to think about trying to keep this as straight as possible, and then take that hand over and you're trying to make a C out of this side of your body.
Is it moving? Doesn't seem like it is.
Alright, how about we try that standing? Alright, so stand with your feet wider apart. and you're just going up and over. Do you feel that?
Into here, yeah, on that side.
And then the other. Do you feel that around your spine at all?
Yeah.
Throughout your back? Yeah.
Now you can write that down, what you need to do to remember it.
You could probably go all the way down and touch the floor, couldn't you?
No, I just feel it.
And even just doing these stretches without the exercise is still going to help to
Yeah.
strengthen those muscles.
Sounds good.
All right. Any questions?
No.
It's just a quick little 10-minute routine you can do.
Yeah.
It's going to help to strengthen your back and help to prevent the back pain from
We didn't do
happening.
this.
You're right, we didn't do those.
We just did cow and cat.
Yes, alright. So for this, it's gonna be bird dogs, and then I'm gonna show you the dead bug. Dead bug is something that you can actually do. You just won't be able to do it on the floor, but you could do it like either in bed or on the couch or something.
The couple of times ago.
Before.
Yeah, like when you go like that.
Yeah, the modification for this, I'll show you here in a minute. Alright. But bird dogs, you're lifting up a back leg and pointing your opposite hand. Hold and lower slowly. This helps with stability. High five. And then the dead bugs are the opposite. You're doing it on your back. So starting on your back, try not to let your shoulders touch the ground, but hands up, feet up. You're gonna extend that bottom leg so it's
Oh,
just
this one was so hard.
just off the floor.
This is a lot
And you're
harder.
gonna lower the opposite hand. Just like that.
Because it hurts your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts your neck.
Yeah.
Like if I could put my neck down,
That's what I put it down.
that would be so much easier.
Alright,
But does that defeat the purpose?
No.
Oh, okay.
no. Alright, so the modification that you can do is if you're not comfortable getting on and off the ground like that, what you can do is find something to lean on, and you're just gonna do it with that back leg straight. So, like that. So you're a little more upright, and this also gets you a little bit better stretch in your legs. So just like that. If you can't do that, you can just do a leg at a time. Try to only do like the off-balance support if you can. Just like that, like a leg lift. And then you can work the upper body part of that movement by using like a band or something. Either a band or a lightweight, and just coming up overhead like that. And that's gonna help with stability the whole way through your core, because it's trying to resist and pull you forward. All right. Any questions?
No. Sounds good.
Abby?
No.